Welcome into the Commanders Report postgame show. I am your host, Jack Sperry, where the Commanders secured a 27-22 victory over the New York Giants in the Meadowlands in Week 9 to improve to 7-2 to start their 2024 NFL campaign. Welcome into the show. We're going to be breaking down the players I'm giving my game balls to, and I'm going to give some final thoughts here as we approach the NFL trade deadline heading into next Tuesday here, so make sure you stick around for that. But before we get into my game balls today, make sure you like the video if you're happy the Commanders were able to pull away with the win tonight. 27-22 is the score. I'm certainly happy the Commanders are 7-2. If you're with me on that, make sure you click that thumbs up icon. All right, now let's get into my game balls here, starting with the quarterback, Jayden Daniels. And Jayden Daniels gets my first game ball here because he's just been awesome, man. And he's been awesome throughout his rookie season to this point. And once again, he was one of, if not the main reason why the Commanders' offense looked as good as it did for most of today's game. I thought that he was getting the ball out quickly. I thought that he was getting the ball to the right spot. He was finding his check down when it was needed. He was using his legs when it was needed. And Jayden Daniels, just as a matter of fact here, I thought once again showed why he is far and away the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to do with this Commanders offense moving forward, specifically against some really tough defenses coming up here. The Pittsburgh Steelers have one of, if not the best defense in the in the NFL heading into next week. I can't wait to see what he does against guys like TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, and the like. Then also, you look at a guy like Jayden, and he's going to be going up against a really tough opponent in the Philadelphia Eagles on the road in 2 weeks as well. So I look at Jayden Daniels, really good performance today, 15 of 22 for 209 yards passing. That's not even counting what he had on the ground. He had 2 touchdowns. He kept the team on schedule. He converted on third downs, made the necessary plays to put this game away in the second half. And honestly, I think the Commanders dominated this game a lot more than what the score the final score says. Speaking of the defense, Jeremy Chinn was flying around in this football game, man. Multiple big-time tackles, multiple big-time pass breakups, couple really big tackles for loss. I mean, Jeremy Chinn was just everywhere today. And when I was sitting in this seat right here, and I said that Jeremy Chinn was going to be an awesome signing for the Washington Commanders defense when they signed him on the first day of free agency, I meant what I said, and I'm so glad this guy has proven me right. Jeremy Chinn clearly deserves the defensive MVP today, in my opinion, and he clearly gets my second game ball of this afternoon's game. So I want to know, what's your one-word reaction to tonight's game, starting 7-2? To the season for the Washington Commanders. My one word would be yay. 7-2. That's fantastic. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question. So coming up here, I got more of my game balls to discuss with you guys right here on the Commanders Report, where we'll talk more about this 27-22 victory. But before we get into that, let's have word from our sponsor here at Game Time, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. And folks, we all know that experiencing a sporting event, especially a football game live, is unlike anything you can get from watching the game on your couch. So if you want to see more Commanders football games this year live, I mean, this is an awesome football team for the first time in a very, very long time. If you want to watch this very exciting, new, fresh Washington Commanders Football Club play football live this year, use the Game Time Picks feature on the free Game Time app. And what Game Time Picks does is that it filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets on a bunch of different ticketing apps. Really does help you guys save time when you get the best tickets at the best prices with the best deals right on the Game Time app, which is free to download, by the way. What I love about using the Game Time app is you get the lowest price guarantee on any ticket to any event, all-in pricing so you don't get slapped with a crazy fee at checkout, and then also flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to game time. So take the guesswork to buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. It's just for that first purchase. But again, create an account on the free Game Time app today and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Another game ball goes to Dante Fowler Jr. for really establishing his presence at the beginning of this football game, where once again in the first quarter, he makes a huge defensive turnover-worthy play. Beating Josh Azudu at left tackle and just beating him and then getting the strip sack fumble on Daniel Jones. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Dante Fowler Jr. today. He has been the most consistent pass rusher on the defensive line for the Washington Commanders this year, and I think that his role just needs to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger as these weeks go on. Going back to the offensive side of the ball here, I thought Terry McLaurin had a very nice day, 2 touchdowns today. For Scary Terry, and Halloween was just a couple days ago. Super, appropriate that Terry McLaurin ends up having a nice day today as the number 1 target. Had that awesome touchdown catch to finish out the first half. That was huge in the Commanders' effort to win this football game. Only 19 yards, but you know what, man? 2 tuds looks damn good on the box score, and I'm proud of Terry McLaurin for what he showed in this football game. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We added quite a few subs on our live watch party this afternoon, so thank you to everybody that watched that live watch party. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button to never miss any of our live watch parties this year, as well as all the free, informative Commanders content we put out on this channel every single day. Final game ball goes to Noah Brown, and there's a lot of talk, and there's a lot of talk this weekend about the Commanders potentially being in on trading for a big-name receiver. And Noah Brown came out today and said, all right, I'm a good player. I'm going to show you what I can do for this offense. And he had a damn good day today, guys. He was getting open down the field. He was making some tough catches. And I thought that Noah Brown really made a great case for himself to be this team's number 2 receiver for the rest of the year. Now, will that be the case? We'll see, man. I think that if Adam Peters can get a good deal for a T. Higgins, for a Cooper Kupp, somebody else, maybe they'll take it. But at this point, man, I'm really not sacrificing getting a top-notch corner by the deadline in order to get a receiver. All right, if I'm going to spend a day 2 draft pick on a player, it's probably going to be a corner at this point because this offense and this passing attack is humming with Jayden Daniels at the helm. Doesn't really matter who the receivers are at this point. So you be the judge. Let me know down there in the comments section. Grade the Commanders' performance versus the Giants in this one. Give me an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F. For me personally, guys, I got to give them around a B+. It's nice to win. I thought they mostly controlled the game for most of this game. And it really felt like this game was really never in doubt, if I'm being completely honest with you. But at the same time, they did allow an inferior opponent to kind of stick with them again. And I think that they probably should have won by more this week. But that's not going to take away from me giving them a good grade this week. It was a good game. I'm going to give them a B+. So you take a look at the final stats and the numbers here from this football game. Obviously, Daniel Jones picked it up in the second half. At the end of the first half, the Commanders' defense held Daniel Jones to just 4 completions for 0 yards and a touchdown pass. One of the weirdest stat lines you'll ever see for a half. So I thought the Commanders' rush defense in the first half gave a little bit to be desired. And then in the second half, it was the passing defense, right? Daniel Jones actually started to get it going a little bit in the second half. And, but with this team and the Commanders, if they're going to beat really good teams in the playoffs, you can't play like you did today, and you can't play like you did against the Chicago Bears, all right? Plain and simply, the Giants are a bad football team, and if you're only beating them by 1 score, what's that going to say when you play a Pittsburgh Steelers next week, a Philadelphia Eagles on the road in 2 weeks, right? So I think that there's going to be some very interesting tests for the Commanders moving forward, but at the end of the day, you're sitting at 7-2, and you're really playing with house money. So if you can even split these next 2 games against the 2 tough teams in the Steelers and Eagles, you're feeling really good about yourself. You still have to play the Saints, Titans, the Cowboys twice. There's still some relatively easier opponents on this schedule to finish out the year. And at this point, I would be surprised if the Commanders don't finish with at least 10 wins. But honestly, I think they're probably going to be finishing closer to around 12 wins, and they are the clear favorite in the NFC East as we sit here today. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to have extensive coverage of the NFL trade deadline over the next 2 days for the Washington Commanders. So if Adam Peters makes 1 move, 2 moves, or no moves, we're going to be covering it right here on the Commanders Report. So if you don't want to miss any of that coverage, make sure you click that subscribe button right now.